going full Game of Thrones and just drinking coffee on set today. Can we also talk about how good this segment is? You've got people, Jess, I don't know if you know this, but you have people literally out there spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for these algorithms and fancy proprietary metrics to win daily fantasy. Meanwhile, I'm pulling Stephon Diggs and 3 touchdowns out of a motherfucking box. All right, week 7, daily fantasy unboxing. You know what we do here. We are building a DFS lineup strictly off a blind resume that is on this paper, and then I unbox the player that corresponds with said blind resume. Hey, last week, I don't know if you heard, but we unboxed Stephon Diggs. Hello, he scored 3 touchdowns. Now, ignore the fact that we also unboxed Will Dissly, who ripped up his knee in that game. Let's focus on the positives. Let's get started with our quarterbacks. We've got quarterback 1, 2, 3. Our most expensive quarterback, $33, has 145 completions of 20-plus yards since the 2017 season. This is a deep football passer here. I can tell you I'm already tempted to pay up for this expensive quarterback, but let's keep moving. This quarterback, another pricey player, $37, has rushed for 1,148 yards since the 2017 season. That is 3rd most among NFL quarterbacks. Also, very tempted. These 2 guys are pricey, but they're tempting. QB number 3, $30 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has thrown just 2 interceptions in 6 games this season, and their opponent this week is the 3rd worst versus quarterbacks this season. I am extremely perplexed as to which player that I'm going to pick. Honestly, all of these players have a lot of appeal. I'm going to go with the middle priced one of here, $33. Let's get these 2 the hell out of my way. And yep, $33. This quarterback, deep passer. Opponents allowed 15 touchdowns this year. Again, I'm going for the damn small box. Hate that. Oof. Okay, hang on. Let's think about this. Jared Goff. Yeah, yikes. Your performance so far this year has been yikes. But here's your silver lining, folks. He's playing the Falcons. The Falcons are the most god-awful defense in the entire NFL. They're just leaving guys wide open. They're blowing coverages. Teams are dusting them down the field. This is a great play to bounce, to get Jared Goff at a bounce back spot here. People aren't going to want to play Jared Goff because he sucked this year. But here's the thing. The Falcons have sucked worse. Let's move on to running backs. Running back 1, 2, 3. Running back number 1, $32 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy. This player has scored double-digit fantasy points in every game but one this season. Running back number 2, $28 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has 780 touches since the 2017 season, and their Week 7 opponent is a top 5 defense against the run this season. I think I'm finally not going to pick the damn small box. And our last running back is $23 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Their Week 7 opponent, I'm calling it now, I'm totally going to pick this one, but their Week 7 opponent has allowed 679 rushing yards to opposing running backs this season. Actually, that is a little less than I would have wanted, but I'm already made up my mind. I'm going to go value here, so goodbye, farewell. Look at that tear off. How about that? Holy sh**. It's David Johnson for $23. David Johnson just had 2 touchdowns last week. He's catching all these passes, as the blind resume told us. And oh, by the way, he's playing the Giants. The Giants suck. We're getting him for $23. The hell yeah. Moving on to our second group of running backs. We have 1, 2, 3. Running back number 1, $40 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, an expensive fella, has accumulated over 20 fantasy points 4 times this season, and their opponent has allowed 7 total touchdowns to running backs this year. Got a big, beefy volume running back here. Running back number 2, $21 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has 16 catches in the red zone since the 2017 season. That's 5th most among running backs. This one does not sound all that appealing, to be honest with you. Now, running back number 3, $17 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has 14 receptions in the 4th quarter so far this season. That's the most among running backs, weird stat. So I went cheap at my last running back pick. So this time I'm gonna pay all the way up for our $40 player, because frankly, neither one of these two sounded all that appealing. And once again, I'm picking the damn small box, so that's just wonderful. Dalvin Cook, another great pick by me. Another great unboxed player. Last week he had 18 touches. That was his season low. 18 frickin' touches was his season low. I rock at this. It's time. Last week, we hit on Stephon Diggs as a wide receiver. This week, we're gonna smash once again. I can feel it. Okay, wide receiver number 1. Leads the whole damn league in yards after the catch. And their opponent is allowing 271 passing yards per game. That's pretty solid. Wide receiver number 2, $22 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has yet to score a touchdown this year. That's not great. Wide receiver number 3, $20 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has a 14.6 average depth of target. This is a very difficult choice. Let's pay up. At least 9 targets in every game. Yeah, 9 targets. You want targets. Targets are good. Oh, okay. Look at all these Cooper Kupps. Hell yeah. Look, like I said, I have Jared Goff at quarterback. Now I'm stacking him with the safest of the Rams wide receivers. They are absolutely going to dunk all over the can Falcons defense. Next batch of wide receivers here. We've got 2, 3, 1, 3. Wide receiver number 1, $35 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has over 12 points in every game, but their opponent allows under 14 points per game. I already see this. I'm guessing that this is Michael Thomas facing the Bears this week. Nope. You can't get me, clowns. I'm not picking that one. Wide receiver number 2, $24 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, has at least 8 targets in every game, and their opponent is dead ass last in passing yards allowed. Now this wide receiver, $20 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy, tied for 5th in average depth of target, and their opponent has more interceptions than passing touchdowns allowed. Ooh. Obviously, like I said, not gonna pick that one, but between these two, we've got one guy getting 8 targets every game. We've got one guy scoring touchdowns all the damn time. I gotta go here, $24. 2 games with 20 plus fantasy points, 8 targets in every game. I mean, that's good volume. Okay. I like this. Pretty cool here with Kenny Golladay of the Detroit Lions. I faded Kenny Golladay in all of my season-long leagues, and he's just been making me eat the damn L all year. Now we move to tight ends. 2, 1, 3. Tight end number 1 has at least 54 yards in every game, and their opponent is bottom 5 in points allowed. You can see why this fella is quite pricey. Tight end number 2. They have yet to eclipse 100 yards since week 2, so they could be #due, I don't know. But their opponent is bottom 7 in passing yards allowed, so nice little tasty matchup here. Now our final tight end is $13 in Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Has a touchdown in 2 straight weeks. I feel like I've been slinging around some money here, and I haven't been spending responsibly, some would say. So, because I paid up for my quarterback, because I paid up at running back, and I also paid up a little bit at wide receiver, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go with my cheap tight end here, $13. Luckily, they have scored in each of the last 2 weeks, so that's tempting. And we're just going to have to see. Me. Jared Cook has done so little with the goddamn Saints that we couldn't even find a GIF, apparently, of him in a Saints uniform. He had to go from this was like 2 frickin' teams ago. I went cheap. I got what I paid for. I don't even know what to tell you people. The lineup that I made here rocks, okay? Jared Goff against the Falcons. Remember that. Jared Goff, Dalvin Cook, David Johnson at $23, Cooper Kupp, Kenny Galladay, Jared Cook, whatever, fine. Let's focus on those 2 stud running backs and the quarterback that's about to destroy the Atlanta Falcons this weekend. This lineup is so damn good. I think I'm actually going to take it and enter it into my real daily fantasy contest this week. That is how excited I am about this. This segment is proving to be just straight gold. Take your own lineups, throw them in some contests on Yahoo right now, yahoo.com/dailyfantasy. We have tons of contests for you to enter. Make your own beautiful lineups. Try to beat me. You won't, because these lineups are smashing every single week, and all I'm doing is just ripping players out of boxes. Easy.